Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to another webinar from Genesis. The topic for today is we're talking going to talk about the cross-tab reports. So in our previous webinars, we have got to know how we can create new reports, advanced reports, and we have seen how to design those reports and how we can do the formatting of those reports. So today, as part of this webinar, we're going to show you how we can create a cross-tab report, right? So let me just quickly share one information. So cross-tab reports are a report where generally what we need to do is show some measure based on my column selection and my row selection, and this can have, there is no limitation to it. It's basically a dynamic representation of the data. So if you, let's say if you have 20 stores, then your column may, if your column selection is a store, so you can have 20 stores as a column. And let's say if you have 5 stores, then you can have just 5 information, 5 columns, right? So based on that, of course, row of course will increase. So let's say if your date selection is a date, so your dates, as your date increases, your number of rows increase. So that is generally dynamic in nature. So in any report you would find that as a dynamic output. But generally the columns are static in nature in most of your reports. But if you select a cross-tab report, that is where you can use this particular feature where you can make your columns dynamic, and based on your whatever data is present, this will grow, right? So of course, as you understand this particular report, this is generally you would use a cross-tab report as an Excel report and not as part of a, let's say, a document report, right? So based on your objective, you would choose a cross-tab report, right? So let's start with the report so that we can get a better understanding of how the report can be designed, right? So I just move from this particular screen to another screen, right? I hope it is visible. So this is basically a normal cross-tab report where you see there are various sites. So I have 3 sites over here, and I have various sections, divisions, and particular year. So if you see this particular example, what information do I get from it? That there are 2 sections, lower and upper. This is coming from your item information, and you have a division. So there's a men's division on which this report is executing, and you have the year information. So in the year 1920, and you can easily compare that with the next year, which is 2020. So you get the information of what are the various invoice quantities sold. So if you remember the previous slide, your information of columns is division, section division, and year. Your rows is the owner site, the sites or your stores, and the measure is your invoice quantity. So I'll show you how to create this report or cross-tab report, right? So let me start with creating a new report as we do for a normal advanced report. Okay, there's one more thing. Maybe I can go back to the slide, the previous slide, and I can show you one more important thing with respect to cross-tab reports. Since cross-tab is basically a summarization of the data, you can only put cross-tab reports in your uh, report footers. If you remember from our first webinar, if you remember this particular slide, right, we had various bands. So we had this group footer, we have the page footer, and we have the report footer, right? So page footer is not where you can put the report. You cannot create a cross-tab report in a page footer. You can only create a cross-tab report in a group footer and a report footer. And additional to it, there is also a concept called as repeating group. So in that, we will cover this in a next webinar, how we can use a repeating group and how we can use a cross-tab in a repeating group, right? So this is something we can discuss later. But for now, you can use a report. You can use a cross-tab. You can in a group footer or a report footer. So these bands are very important to understand. Why would you need a cross-tab in a group footer? Because you will do a summarization on the group information, And then the report footer is to do a summarization on all the data that is there in the report, right? This is the various purposes of the footers. And if you design a report where you are having a cross tab in a group, it will only provide you information on the group. And if you're providing the cross tab in your report footer, you would be using this as part of the summary of the entire report, right? So now we can go back to the designing of this, right? Let me go back to the designing of this report, which I just shown you. This is the one which we are trying to create. So I'll create a new cross tab report. Let me have a name for this. Let's say webinar cross tab, right? And let's see, put the same description. Descriptions are important because maybe when you come back to this report later on, you would know why this report was created in the first place. That is why you need to have a description. And going to the categories, let me take the sales invoice example which we are using. So I will use the sales invoice as a transaction information. I will take the sales item, sales invoice item, and a master information with respect to the item, because that is where we will get the division and section information from. So these information is really important. But what will do data source for creating a report? We have covered this in our first webinar. I hope this thing will get clarified. As I mean, the more you do the reports, this will get more clearer, right? So I'm not using any filter. I'm not using any layout right now. So I'll show you how we can create this from this. So this is the layout for creating a cross tab report. We can come back to this later as well. I just probably finish this. Okay, let me create one at least header. From the item, I take section information. As a column source, if you remember, we have taken the column source, and as a one tabulation. So this is your row header, this is your column header, and this is your metrics, obviously the tabulation data. So in the tabulation data, we were using the invoice quantity from sales item. Yeah, so I can just drag it over here. This information becomes available over here. And as a row header, maybe I can take the sales invoice owner site as a row header information. So below, you're getting a preview of what your report is getting designed to be as, right? Give me a second. Let me erase this. Okay. So you're getting an information idea what you're creating. So you have your row information with the site information or the store information, and your section information is as your columns. So various sections will show under various columns. And if I just finish this report, so I have not done much formatting on this. I've just dragged three information, and you would see this is how the report design looks like, right? And just if you run this report, again, I have not put any filters or parameters in this report, just to keep it simple. So you would see there are the various sites, and these are the various sections, and the quantity for each of the section for the particular site. So now if you had three sections, there would be one more column. If there are four sections, there would be one more column over here. Like that, it will keep on increasing as a on the column front. And if there are more sites or more stores that you had, it will increase on the row side, right? So I mean, this doesn't look good. I mean, this looks very very basic in nature. Let me put some themes to it. So first thing that we will see is how to add a theme. So again, whatever you create a theme for, you can see the preview over here. So now your section has been shaded, your owner side has been shaded, and your data, the tabulation matrix has been shaded, right? Let's see this once, how this report looks like. Well, again, now you see the basic formatting. I'll just run this report, and you would be able to see the cross-tab report with the theme applied to it, right? So now information is much better. I am able to clearly segregate my data, which is measures are what are the measures, what are my sites, and what are the sections. I mean, value of the sections, and these are the basically the information provider, right? Labels. Okay. Uh, so so this was the basic one, which was having no theme, and you are able to create your own. I mean, apply your own theme. So there are various theme options. If you again just double click on this particular uh, cross tab. So again, if you remember, I mentioned that all your cross tabs can be in your report footer or a group footer. So in this particular case, it's been created under group, report footer, right? So I can either go modify from here. There's also a cross tab over here, option here, cross tab wizard. You can modify here or just double click here. So the various options that you can do to edit a cross tab report, right? So if you change your theme, you would be able to see the preview of the data. I mean, preview of how it will look like. Right? This is the theme portion. Now, what we can do further is we need to add more columns to it, right? I mean, more information. So I need to know under which section this, I mean, which division the sections are, right? So from the item master, what you can do is you can choose a division. Right? Now, this is not correct. Your division should be, I mean, your section should be under a division, right? So to do that, you can just click on this move up arrow. So you can see this move row up. And if I just click this up arrow, you would be able to see that for my divisions, the various sections I am able to see, right? And I know that which divisions are there, the label is there. So again, if I just preview this data, I mean, rather let's see the data, what actually is coming. Okay, so now I'm seeing that there's a men's division, there's a section called as lower, and there's a section called as upper. And for Kolkata on site, there is no upper, I mean, invoice quantity. So all this information is there, but I need to add some totals to it. This information is giving me the granular information, but I need to have a summary information with respect to what is the total of my lower, upper, and let's say total of my site. So that again, you need to go into this particular edit option, maybe just double click on it. And let me put it. So there's an options. If you see, I'll just check this option again. So there's an option over here. I want to place my totals, grand totals, at the bottom for the row. So my row total will be here, and to the right, I want to do the column totals. And let's say I call it, my row total is site total, store total. I can change this label so that, I mean, according to, I mean, I'm able to understand the data more easily, right? And for column, I say, it's a division total. I'm doing the division, right? No, it's a section total, sorry. Sorry, I just swapped this incorrectly. This should be store total. This should be section total. So now you are able to see, right? For my store, what is my total store quantity? It's 173. I mean, this is just a preview. If you do an OK and again run this report, you would see that this section total and store total have come over here, right? And your output will also have that information. So I've had changed the theme. So now you are able to see this store total. So for my LEM site, LEM store, there are 874 invoices, I mean quantity, and for section total, I'm getting my various totals, right? Now let's say I want to do a subtotal. Well, you let's say for my section, I want to do a subtotal. I want to know for lower how much totals were there. It's just one data over here, so probably that would not be clear. Maybe when I add the year, this will be more clearer. Okay. So let me add a function. Maybe I just add an year. Let's do that first. So in my invoice, I have the year information. Yeah, I have the year name information, right? So if I drag it over here, again the year comes at right at the bottom. So what you need to do is scroll down to the year name, move this up, because I want to see the information for the year, for the division, for my section, what is my total invoice quantity, right? So based on whatever my requirement is, we can design this particular process. I think I'm getting a question. Let me just quickly check the question here. Mr. Lalitji, if I can take a question a little later on, that will be easier, because that will be, otherwise the flow will be interrupted. So I hope if it's okay if I answer your question at the end of this webinar. Okay, right. Coming back to this, my report design. So yeah, I was saying that this particular report, I have to do a subtotal on my division, let's say. So I go to the option here. Now you would see there's a total options placement, right? So if I put it on the right, it will put it on the left, and let's say I call it a division total, diff total, or the diff subtotal, right? So if you see in this particular design, you would see that for my division 1, I am getting my subtotal over here on the left hand side, right? So if I just say an OK, again run this report. So how, my report information and the cross-type information will provide me my year information. Right. So for my year, men's division, this is my subtotals, right? And this is my grand total for these 2 years. So I can do a subdivision on a subtotal of my years as well. So if there are more than one columns that are there, only then these subtotal options are enabled. Otherwise, if it is just one column, there would be no subtotal option that will be enabled, right? So only because there are more than one columns that you have selected in this particular design, report design, that is why this subtotal option is there, and you are able to see this based on whatever you choose. So you have selected the division, and you are able to see the subtotals for that, right? So going to back to my cross-tab reference. So you are able to see the year name, you are able to create the division, you are able to see the section, right? And you are able to see the various quantities, right? So this is very straightforward and easy, right? But apart from this, there are a lot of pros and cons for using a cross-tab report in your for whatever purpose you're using creating the cross-tab report. There are some pros and cons. We'll come to that a little later on. But before that, we can just mention something about the formatting options. So all your formatting options that are there, you are able to do that in this particular cross-tab report, right? So let's say I want to bold this particular invoice quantity fields, or maybe the ones on the total I want to make it bold, right? So I can do that. So all your normal formatting options are there, except for some conditional formatting. Not all your conditional formatting will work it. So this is one of the cons that are there, that you would not be able to change all your, use all your formatting options which you are able to use in your advanced reports. That is one thing. We'll come to the others a little later on. But just quickly tell you that how we can do some changes of the level. So there are various options over here. So we had touched upon this particular options column, through which we created the grand totals, row wise or column wise. If you don't want it, you can put a none over here, and that particular grand total will go away. By default, it is always none. But let's say if you design a report and you don't want, you feel like it's not required, you can always choose this option, and that particular grand total will go away. So for column, it will always left and right, and for section, I mean rather row, it will always top and bottom. So that is the two places where you can set the grand totals to. So you want to see at the top, you can select top. I've selected bottom, so it's showing at the bottom, right? And let's say if your cross tab is having hundreds of sites, hundreds of stores, so you have a big list of stores. Then what you want to know is you want to repeat that particular cross tab information, header information, that what store it is, what is my division, what is my section. You want to repeat it on all of your pages in your HTML part. You can do that. You can select this particular option and it will repeat in all your pages, right? Let me keep this option checked. Unfortunately, this list so you would not be able to see that, understand that here, right? But what I was telling you with the various options that are there as part of your row header source or your column header source or your tabulation source, you would see this particular pen symbol. If you click this and rename it to a say store, which will make it more meaningful, you can do that, right? So you can provide some more methods to it. You can put the header value, you can put a header value number, tabular total, all you can do. So I've changed this owner's site to store. So you see this, it has become now store 1 and store 2, right? And okay, so year name is, I call it year code, right? So now this becomes a year code. So I can change, do all the things. If you want to show it differently, you can do that. You can also do is you can remove that particular label as well. Let me go to the invoice quantity. So if you see this output, well, there is now no information over here. But if you see this particular reference, you would see that the invoice quantity was repeating itself because this particular information is your invoice quantity. So where does that come from? It comes from this particular edit tabulation option. So if I put a label here as QTY quantity, you would see that this particular information will repeat itself, saying that these are the various quantities, right? Okay. Let me just quickly see this particular report, preview this report, and okay, we have removed the totals from this particular report, right? So this totals have gone away, and we have used the quantity as a tabulation of the matrix. So that particular is repeating. So again, the purpose of your report, you don't want to show this. You probably would not keep this, right? So you probably do away with this particular quantity. You don't want to show anything here because you know that this particular report is for a quantity matrix. So yeah, I mean cross tabs are also referred to as matrix reports. So yeah, so you can do that, right? So let me go to the option. Let me place it to the right. Okay, change the theme back to my blue, which is my favorite. So I'll keep that as blue, right? Okay. Okay. There are a few more things that you want to know before you start doing cross tab report. As I mentioned earlier, this cross tab is not meant for document purpose reports. So definitely you need to go to this particular options, go to the report viewer and change it to, change the simulate PDF option on. So simulate PDF option is when you see the particular report in a HTML viewer, you don't want to simulate this to be a PDF. So if your report is very large, your data will get squeezed and it would not show properly, right? So so this option has to be checked off, right? So that is one thing, right? So I'll just quickly see this particular report. So now this report can extend to any bit. The thing that is important to understand is that there is add columns, but this will have no effect on your report, on your cross-tab report. You cannot make any edits on reports after the cross-tab, because cross-tab is increasing on the right-hand side. So anything you add on your right-hand side of this report will have no effect, because you cannot do any edits on this. You cannot say that, let's say I want to do a total plus some value. I cannot do that. So whatever has been designed as your cross tab is your final report. You cannot do any additional changes. Let's say you want to do a total plus some other column, you cannot do that. So that is another restriction, right? Same is applicable for anything that is below, right? So if I add something below, again, that is area becomes ineditable, because the rows are also increasing dynamically. The columns are also increasing dynamically, and you cannot do much on that. So your reports will end when your total has been displayed. So anything you add after that is not going to get displayed. Okay. So yeah, so there was two important things about cross-tab design. I mean, that's like a prerequisite to cross-tab design, right? Another thing is, again, you should generally turn off your PDF options off. So if you go into general options settings, generally you should turn off your PDF, RTF. Your output should be in a Excel or a CSV, because if you want to export the data, you don't want to see a cross-tab report in a PDF. There could be a certain scenario where you can see that in a PDF, but again, that will depend on the requirement. But in most cases, you would only have this as Excel or CSV, because probably that is how you would like to export the data. Okay. So, okay, let me keep this as the mention. Right. So that is basically a cross-tab report. It's very simple. Okay. In my previous webinar, we added some year function to it. So let me show you how we can do that as a cross-tab report. So here we have the year name. I'll just quickly add a month name to it, so that your information you can see in your month-wise column, right? So for a year, for a month, okay. So you see the sequence: year, invoice date. Let me change that to month. I call this month. And what you need to do is you need to change the month to a format. So you need to change this, use this function called as month, and that will give you the invoice date, sales invoice date month, right? So we'll preview this report and we'll see how this report looks like. We'll do a OK, and make sure that you change this particular this thing to. Okay, unfortunately that option is not showing here. Still, let's run this report. It's showing the month number. So this 3 probably signifies month of March. 11 signifies the month of November, right? And this is for the month of May and like that. So I'm not able to edit that particular column. So if you there's an option called as general, which you can select over here, and if you select the general, it will show you the month name itself, right? So right now it's just showing the month number, but you can select that particular option and it will show you the particular month name. So now again, this information is basically to how you want to see the report. So you want to see year wise, month wise, division wise, section wise, you can do that. You want to do subtotals on, let's say, month, division, section, you can do that, right? So all your options are there. This report will again extend horizontally and vertically, depending on what your how much data you have, right? So that is how you design a cross-tab report. Now, okay. Now, what are the pros and cons of we were about to inform you, right? Share you. So we already discussed two cons, right? So this cannot be the nothing can be added to the right of it. Nothing can be added to the bottom of it. This is something that is a restriction that we have, right? Another thing is you cannot have this information side by side. So all your information uh, that you add will increase. I mean, will show as a uh, what you're seeing in this output particular format. You will have to see this in particular format, right? So that is again another restriction for cross tab. Uh, okay. Okay. What are the pros? We just talking about the cons now. We should talk about the pros, right? So this design is much easier. So you saw it took hardly 15 minutes for me to design this report. It's a very this information, good information is there in this particular report. So not much effort was there. You see at the particular design, there are like 6, 7 columns. More other things are like checking information. So the designing of the report is very easy. You just need to provide the right information. You need to provide the right formula, and then that information gets repeated, right? But again, another con is that this will increase so much that you don't have the control to it. So how do we control the output? We create something called as a pseudo cross tabs. So I'll give an example so that you can relate this particular point. I'll just keep this particular report and close all other tabs, right? Sorry, close this one. Okay, there's something called a pseudo cross tab. Okay, just let me just run this report and then I can talk you through the various purposes of a pseudo cross tab. So if you just see this, there's a two parameters for date. So once you click on this, there's some filters. I'm probably ignoring this particular filters, and you will see this particular report. So let me just show you. So what information it is showing? It's showing me the site information, store information, and it's telling me how many number of bills are generated for that particular date on that particular store, and what are the net amount of sales that had happened for that particular bills, right? So in this, you are seeing that the various date time ranges. So from morning 0 hours to just before 8 p.m., 8 a.m. rather. So again, and then from 8 a.m. to 8:59 a.m. So various time ranges are there, and this is acting as pseudo kind of a cross tab because you're getting information for various time ranges, getting the metrics of the number of bills, you're getting the metrics of the number of amount, I mean total number of total amount, right? So all this information you're getting in this particular report, which looks like cross tab, but it's not a cross tab, it's a pseudo cross tab. Why I'm calling this a pseudo cross tab? Because it is not using your normal cross tab. The problem with the pseudo cross tab is a lot of definitions or a lot of coding that needs to happen. So I'll just show you the basic design of this particular cross tab. It's a little cumbersome to do. So see, if there are so much of a codes that you have to write, right? Because basically you're saying, you're hard coding that this particular time range is where we need to find the data, number of bills that have occurred in this time range, right? So I need to apply the formula, I need to identify the time range that is there, and then based on that, I have to apply the formula. But there's also pros to it, creating a pseudo cross tab. Now, here I am able to identify a row which has got the highest number of bills and a highest amount of sales that has happened, right? So that kind of conditional formatting, I am able to do it in a pseudo cross tab report or an advanced report, right? Same you cannot do in a cross tab report, because for that all your logic has to be applied on all the columns, right? So this is a restriction that you have. This is an advantage that you have in a pseudo cross tab report. Same is not applicable for a cross tab report. This kind of conditional formatting is not allowed. There are other conditional formattings that are allowed. So again, that's another con, that you cannot do a conditional. Not all your conditional formattings can be applied on your normal cross tab report. But you get an idea how to create a cross tab report, when you want to create a cross tab report, and when you want to create a pseudo cross tab report. So for a pseudo cross tab report, a lot of effort has to be provided or has to be put in to design your required output, but it can give you a feel of your cross tab. So if you see this particular output, I hope you will get the cross tab effect, right? So it will increase vertically, it will increase horizontally. Vertically, it will always increase, not a problem. But this vertically increase is kind of, sorry, horizontal increase is kind of fixed. So I restricted it to 23 hours. I mean, till midnight, I will show this report. And I can, of course, add some columns after that saying that what are the total bills for the particular day, right? So a lot of other things can be done. So here we have the total on the left hand side, because rather than scrolling to the right, extreme right, and seeing the output, I mean, seeing the final output, you can have a preview on the left hand side. So that is how it is designed. And again, you can change that according to your requirement or understanding, right? Okay. The another important thing for cross tab. Now, there's another purpose for cross tab. Like we said, that it is usually done on the report footer or group footer, right? So what you can do as a cross tab use utility is to run. I mean, have a summary information at the for a report. So I'll just show you this particular report and then tell you how this is becoming useful or how this is useful. Quickly check this. Okay. So what you see in this particular report is it tells me what about my sites, what are the various build dates, what are the various build types, right? And all this information is there. And what are the various transactions that has happened, cash, credit card, MOPs basically, okay, mode of payments. So at the right at the bottom, I have my cross-tab report summary as well. So this is information where you have various MOPs. It can grow, increase. What, let's say you have let's say credit card one, credit card two. You have a Mastercard, credit card, whatever. So that can increase. I mean, horizontally. So you have more the MOPs, the more you have the columns. But what I'm trying to show here is the total over here. So here, what you're using total is the summary information. So for my build types, various build types, what is my summary information? So I'm using a cross step to do two things. I'm using a cross step to get the information, summary, I mean, detailed information. Well, it's detail part, summary information. So whatever you're choosing, that can be used. So this group, this is basically a group cross step, and this is your report footer cross step. So I am using the cross step at the report footer to get the summary information for my entire report, and I'm using a cross step at, let's say, bill number or a bill type group footer to get information for my uh, group level uh, group level information. I'm getting the cross tab information, the metrics for that. So this is another utility of a cross tab report. So just to recap, we just saw how we can create a uh, normal cross tab. What are the pros and cons for a normal cross tab, and where would you use a cross tab and where would you use a pseudo cross tab? What is the advantages and disadvantages of using a pseudo cross tab? It takes a lot of designing and a lot of effort to create a pseudo cross tab. And cross tab, another feature, I mean, the other utility is you can do the summarization of data. You can show the detail and you can show the summary information as well. That is what I had planned to show as part of your cross tab webinar. I hope that was useful and hope that you can use this cross tab for your reporting more easily now. So I'll open up the floor for any questions that you have, and maybe I'll just ask Navendra if you want to add something to this, which will be more useful for the users. Then you can share that. Navendra? Okay. I think Navendu is on mute. Never mind. Okay, let me start with the Q&A session. There was a question from Lalit Kumar ji. How can we select fields from multiple modules? Like we want division from wild, closing stock, plus pending order purchase stock, plus job order in a single report. And
Uh,
you need to create a formula for this.
no, Kuntal, let me just take this nine part. That's Lalit, Mr. Kumar. Actually, we have one report. It's called. Its report is inventory status stock report, and in that report you will can find all the movement of stocks, including pending purchase order, which we actually have not included in that report, but in the cube data source it is there. So you can add on that, and you can have that existing report can modify to add this pending purchase order stock. And if you need more help, you can just add support ticket on this. Jobber stock, it's not a specific jobber specific stock, because you can check the stock point wise stock report, where I guess you will be using for jobber, you are using some stock point. So you can have from there regarding jobber stock point from the stock point wise report. Hope I guess I could have answered your requirement. Yeah, Kuntal, carry on.
Uh, Hope Lalit ji, your question was answered.
We don't have any more questions as of now, but guys, do you have any questions? You can just put them in the Q&A session.
Sure, Lalit, you can get in touch with me.
Okay, we have. Okay, I don't see any more further questions coming. So I think I guess then we can close this. Right?
Yes, yes, Kuntal, absolutely. If you have any closing statement, either you or Nabendu, you guys can give a closing statement, and we can wait for any more questions if we have until then.
No, nothing from my side. Lavendra, if you want to add something.
No, it's fine.
Okay, we have another question from Lalit Kumar.
Mhm.
Please add sale quantity, gross amount, net amount, charge amount, standard rate, WSP rate together in cross tab.
Yeah, I mean, as we mentioned, right? You can, Lalit ji, you can always do that. If your data sources are available, you can always use a function to add those two. I mean, multiple columns that you want. You want to add the quantity, you want the amount net. I don't know why would we do that, because you want to show the rate, WSP, amount, and quantity. But yeah, I mean, irrespective of what the purpose is, you can do that as a cross tab. I mean, as I mentioned, you use the function, right? So if you go back, I'll just quickly show you that. So you use the month function, right? In the quantity also, you can do that. You can use the function, and instead of just the quantity, you can add quantity and let's say what is there, amount. That's the quantity into rate, right? You can do that. So you can use a function to do you know addition, subtraction, whatever, all your mathematical functions. You can do that. You would be able to see that particular output based on whatever function you have used, right? So if you see this particular example, maybe there was no rate assigned to it, so that's probably why it's showing as 0. But multiplied by quantity, you are able to see the various amounts. Now you are able to see the amounts, rate into quantity, you are able to see the amounts, right? So that you can do. You are able to do edit changes. I'm not too sure, Lalitji, is your question related to cross tab or is it something else? You want this to be part of your cube. Is that what you're asking, Navindu? Are you getting what Mr. Lalit is saying? I guess Lalitji, okay. So I just showed you, Lalitji, that you can add, you can do a lot of things. So you want to show that as various columns, or you want to show as various rows? Is that what you're asking? Different rows that you want to show? What are the various, for that particular section, what is, for the particular store, what are the various amounts? Is that what you're saying? Then you can do it through a, if I've understood your question correctly, then you can do that through, yeah, you can do invoice quantity here. Let's say I want to rather change this quantity. I wouldn't change this. I'll just keep the, let's say, item net amount. Let me take item net amount, right? So you see this preview, you would see that for this is my, now it is very important to keep a tabulation of the name. So this is my net amount. Earlier I was saying that we should not use this quantity field, right? So now I know which is my net amount and which is my let's say well, rate into it wasn't rate into quantity, right? So if you see this output, I think this is what you are probably trying to get, right? So again, this is again restriction. You are able to only add this tabulations one after the row. So you're now able to see the rate into column, rate into quantity is this much, and your net amount is this much, right? So you are able to see some difference, right? This could be because of discount or whatever. But you're able to see the various informations as your tabulation information. You want to add more tabulation information, you can do that. You can add information on your rows. You can add information with respect to your columns, and of course you can add information with respect to your metrics as well, measures as well, right? I hope Lalitji, your question. No, there is a limitation to your tabulation data. You can only do it till 5, Lalitji. You cannot have 6 values. You can only have till 5 values to be added in the tabulation. Again, thanks for asking this question. This is another limitation that we have. Only 5 values can be done on your tabulation. You cannot have 6. I mean, more than 5. I hope. Let me just type the answers, hopefully. 5. I mean, this is 5 tabulations, columns. Yes, there is a restriction of row headings as well. Same. Well, yes, there is a restriction, Lalitji. We are trying to, I mean, till now we do not get any requirement for such thing. We know it, but we haven't, we haven't asked our, team to check this or get this rectified. But if you raise a carrot ticket, we will try to get a solution and we will try to get back to you. Lalitji, if you can do that, I can take this action from this webinar as well. But I would request you to have a webinar, I mean, sorry, carrot ticket as well, so that we can provide you a solution there specifically to you. Okay. Is there any further questions? Again, Mr. Reddy, I will, for you also the same thing. We will try to, since this was not a requirement from any of our customers earlier, we haven't looked much upon it. But since now if you are asking for this to be done, we will get back to you on how we can provide you a solution for this. But we'll get back to you. So if you can also raise a CAT ticket, we will keep that. We'll track that, and we'll get a response to you on that. Right?
Okay,
will-
all right. I think you have answered all the questions. And thank you so much, Kuntal. Thank you so much, Nabendu. And thank you everybody for being here for the webinar. And we'll notify you of the next installment of the series.